What's up, everyone? Another way back with more Dyson Sphere Program for you, episode 125, and we're after the century mark anyway. We're halfway to 150. That's my new estimate or guess on when we're going to be done with the series. But we're here on Marty Lofton. I did that in between episodes so we don't have to waste the camera time flying around. We're in the Greg Flower system. And as you can see, I already checked this planet to make sure. We only have about 2 or 3 more builds, probably 3 more factory builds before we fill the planet up. With the types we have anyway. I mean, we could probably build different ones to the south, but I like to keep the space for the scalability of everything. And Marty Lofton is definitely one of these planets where it's becoming a kingpin of our whole system. So we're going to also have to move, if you see the power system pretty soon. I'll probably move it to the South Pole in the South Pole regions and just start wrapping it around and stuff because that seems to be better for us, I've noticed. On these big planets where we're doing a lot of production. All right, so let's get this thing started. So where is, okay, there is the equator. So that means I'm going to put this build right here. We already have to build another one of these carbon nanotube builds because if you look, it's pegged already. So we're going to have to build another one of those. I'm not going to do it right this second, but we will have to do it. Let's start laying down foundation. I did check to make sure that we have enough resources to do this. We didn't have to go back to Endor. So let's get this thing running, and then we can start building and doing some antimatter stuff, and, you know, go to the next thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put me in the middle, if I can get around the rocks. So that's 6, 7, and I'll fix that in a second. 8, 9, 10, and that's why, because I knew we'd have to, excuse that itch I had in my nose there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I know we're going to have to clean it up in another spot anyway. So let's just go this direction with it, with the build. And then we might have to do 2 of these. I'm not exactly sure. The antimatter is going to be used for antimatter fuel rods, and it's going to be used for white science. So we're going to have a pretty large need for this. So I'm sure we're going to do at least probably 2 or 3 of these factories, which means we're going to need more photons on FO, and it's a never-ending cycle, right? Okay, we have 1.82 million soil. That's good. That means we won't be running out anytime soon, I hope. But as we saw when we did Spinoform expansion, it can get ugly really fast. We spent $1 million almost, I think, on that. All right, we're good there. Let's go to this guy and tell it we're going to make a build. We're going to tell it we want some stuff. And this guy's going to go right here. Man, that is close, but that's okay. That means probably this guy's literally going to go right here. I'm not going to be able to use the outside, but I think that's probably okay. Because the antimatter is really just photons in and 2 things out. So it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't have that many inputs and outputs. So let's copy. Why don't we do this? I'm going to try to copy. And you know what I'm going to do? Because it's really hard to copy stuff when you have your dude down already, your interstellar, let's take it out so that I can copy one of these collider builds we have over here. So there's a collider build. It looks like there are 3. This might not work for okay, we have 2. Oh, does this also have 2 outputs? It does not. It has 1 output. So we might have to change this up a little. We do have 1 space on that side and 1 space on this side, I think. Let me try it. We do. So we have a few belts to work with in here. We might have to rip the belts out, and because it looks like the inside right there might be where we do input, or we do our outputs. So we might have 1 line of inputs, like as you can see over here, and then inputs and inputs. Well, really, this guy could borrow that belt. We really need 3 belts, right? If we look at this, we need 1 per second on the input belt, and then we have 1 per second on each output belt. So we can run 3 belts in the center. This build's not going to help us. Let's make our own build. It won't be that hard. We just did a way harder build than this. That photon build was ridiculously crazy. All right, let's get the interstellar back in so we can kind of get what are we looking at? Where are we sitting? Like, helps with the where everything should be placed. Let's get the power running on this guy again. Let's start getting it ready by telling it max charge, max everything, give it ships. Tell it we want photons. I want a bunch, so I want everything you got. No, really, photons, where are they? Okay, they're right there. Remote demand. These are not going anywhere, so just do that. We're going to be making hydrogen and antimatter. As much as you can do. You can local supply this, because, oh, that's how we can do it! We have a build on this planet that needs hydrogen. So that's going to help a lot. And whatever we doesn't need, it'll ship away. Local supply of this? I think so. Remote supply? Yeah, because it's got to go back to Endor, so that works too. We need warpers. 100. I think we're going to do 2 of these builds probably right away. We're going to copy this build. We might need some of these dudes to move stuff around, like 22 of them probably. So we got warpers on the way. Now let's start building. Let's do our, let's get our power set up. We haven't used these suborbitals in a couple of episodes at least. Let's start getting that working. And let's get me in the middle-ish. Like this, into God mode. Okay, sweet. It's kind of nice to get back to a normal build, even though this is a collider build, which is not completely normal for us. And it's going to consume tons of power. Tons, guys. That's the actual metal. Let's start slapping down the slims here. If you've been here long enough, you know what I'm referring to. We like to do it this way with the... It looks like the Enterprise right here. You can tell. It just looks like the Enterprise. Let's try to get this guy into the center of the build. That's sort of the center. Really, we want it on this side of that because this is the equator, right? So that lines up with our dude a little bit closer. Is that? No, that's too far away. We want it probably right there, but that doesn't leave a lot of space to go in. So why don't we tell it to go right? We'll start it right there. How far back can I build with this thing? That's really what matters. Can I build? Yeah, I got plenty of space, so that's good. All right, so let's tell it what it's doing before we get too crazy. Almost forgot to do that. You are going to be doing antimatter reaction. You're going to be colliding those photons and making us some antimatter. So let's get you a partner in here. We need 3 belts in between, so why don't we do the 3 belts first? The inside belt is going to be the feed belt. So we got an output belt. Nope, not this. An input belt, and then another output belt, and then another collider. It doesn't want to do it. Collide with what? What is it colliding with? Is it colliding with that? How is it colliding with that? I don't understand these suborbitals. How are their hitboxes so large? How did we do it up here? Let's go look. Oh, we had it on. We put it internal more. I guess we could do that. I don't want to do that, but these things collide so easily. Oops. Ah, what are you doing? No! Just crash! Alright, so I guess we are going to have to do it like that. We're going to have to move it internally a little bit. Let's just go over there and set it up. We'll have the export belt. Well, we'll have the input belt on the outside for that guy, I guess. They're not going to share a belt, but that's okay. So let's take out this belt. That's going to be output. Let's take this guy out. Let's put... This is input, right? Oh, that's output, I think. Another output belt so they can share it at least. And then we're going to have another dude. Let's put me back in the middle. So we're going to copy this guy. And then we're going to do 2 more belts and copy and do it over here as well. Or B. We actually need an export belt. For this side, I think we can do the input on the middle. This one, the input's going to be on the outside. Like that. But then that means these are going to be exports. And then we have our third guy, and that's really the end of this build. That's it. That's the whole build. Well, I mean, we got to do the splitters, but other than that. All right, so let's do splitters now, or sorters, I mean. This will be simple. This is output, right? So we're going to output antimatter here. We're going to output hydrogen here. And so this guy is going to be hydrogen. And this guy is going to be antimatter. There. Right? Same thing over here, except now we have 3, so that actually might not work. Because this guy is going to have the... Yeah, this isn't going to work, but that's okay. It'll actually look more like the other build, which is kind of perfect. So the way we're going to do this, I think, is going to be like this. Why does it always do that? I clicked no thanks. It doesn't care. Okay, there we go. So I think the way this will work is let's dump this guy first. Which way do we do this other one? Because I want to do it the same. Which side's the input? Okay, the hydrogen is on the inside. So we're going to do hydrogen first, just to be, you know, team players, or kind of make the build the same. Then we're going to do antimatter. Then this guy is going to pull in his input, which is photons. This guy is going to do antimatter, and this guy is going to do hydrogen. And see how he misses he misses a spot there. Now I think I can run another, nope, an input belt right here. Right? I think this can be an input belt. Yep. So this guy will just input right here. And really, this is one every second, so I could use tier 1s. Well, not really, because that's too far of a stretch. So I think I have to use tier 3 sorters, which is totally fine for me. Oops, that's the wrong direction. We want it to go in. Okay, now I can probably reset this. Alright, I think that's it. I think that's our build. So why don't we build, these are all, these are import belts, right? So this one's going to run all the way, or exporting from our build. Let's run this belt. Let's run this one. Let's get this bottom line kind of set up here. And then this is an input belt, right? Why is it not working? Input all the way down. I don't know where that needs to be. You are also an import belt. I think I built these too far, but that's okay. This is an export belt. Export belt. Import belt. Like so. And then we don't need this yet. We're not sure if we're going to need that. Alright. That is the build. These are the belts anyway. Let's prioritize the front so I can get these guys on the bottom going at least. Alright, let's get down this direction now so we can get the rest of this done. Let's start copying this. Multi-build, baby. Come on. Prioritize the stuff that I need you to do. Normalize this, cancel that. Oh, I should post that video for you guys. Funny video. Alright, so good. That's where we want those. Let's go up here and fix this belt so that we can be done with the belts. There we go. Alright, now let's build the middle, which all these are different, so we have to copy them each time. Wait, this guy's using both. He doesn't need to do that. So we might actually be able to do this a different way. Because this guy doesn't have to do outputs. Why does he keep doing that? This guy doesn't need these. He only needs an input. So we actually don't need this. Why shift? That is unnecessary. So let's actually replumb this whole thing. We actually need to rebuild. I want to redo this whole thing. We should have kept it the way it was probably, but it's fine. We're going to redo this whole thing. Because we actually want this to be the input. And we want output like this, which doesn't really make any sense if you think about it. Because actually we want it the other way around. The way we had it was probably fine, because we want the input will be something we pick up a bunch up at one time, right? So let's just do this, and then output is something we need to dump to a lot. Alright, this is a little bit more efficient, less sorters. I don't know why I duplicated so many sorters. Alright, so the way this one's going to work is, why don't we put input. See, that's not going to be it. We'll do input right here. This will do input over here. Then this guy's going to output. So I think hydrogen's on the inside, I said, right? And then this is antimatter. It's a little funky. It's not aesthetically pleasing, but it's fine. Why does it keep... Stop trying to draw stuff. Alright, now let's redraw the belts here. This is the input belt. Down to there. We can actually look at now how far down we need it. Actually, that was perfect. And then this is output. And then this is output. And that'll work because we can do, actually, we can supply 15 of these guys. Well, it's this way. 15 of these colliders in a row, and then we only have like 7 or something. Let's start getting this guy set up because it looks like he's pretty much ready to go. Except down here. Maybe we can move the bot. Or the mech. Sweet. Getting this build in. Taking a little extra time, but it is what it is. Let's move the bot back. Or the mech. Alright, let's copy this last one, and then we're going to be good. And then we'll turn it on, and we can let it rip. I don't know if we're going to need 2 of these or not. We probably will. But for now, let's at least get 1 running. We're going to need 2 of these because they're just going to take forever. Let's prioritize down here so we can go back up to the front and configure this thing. Then I'm just going to copy the whole build since we already have one now, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, so let's plummet. This is an input belt, right? So let's plumb our exports first. We don't have a lot of space to connect in here, so we're going to have to... We can do this, though. This can be an import belt. Why don't we do it like this? We'll use the outside ones right here. This can be an import. Actually, we have space for 2, so that we can put 2 in here. So why don't we make this an import? Or, yeah, we'll make this guy photons. We'll make this guy a return belt. And this guy will be a return belt, but over here. And then that means this guy is a return belt like this. This guy's a return belt like that. And this guy will be a photon guy. There we go. And now everybody's working, and now the power is getting consumed like gangbusters. And this should be coming in fast, fast, fast. In fact, the photons take a lot longer to generate. Those are 4 per minute, right? This is 1 per second each time. So this is going to be a way faster build. We actually probably don't need another one of these. We probably need more photons. The photons are the bottleneck. I have 17 minutes. Okay, now that we have antimatter, let's do the next build, well, which is antimatter fuel rods while we're here. I know we really want these for science. It's really what we want to do. But, oh, we can probably build 1 more factory without having to move the power. So I'm going to do that, actually. These are maxed now. Let's probably expand this guy before we do anything else. Let's just kill that off. There we go. Let's expand this, and then we will mess with it later. So let's copy, I don't know. How many can we fit in here? 3? Can we do 3? Wow, that's really close. Look how close we got that one. Let's try to do it again. Can we do it? Like super close like we did that one? No, not really. That's okay. Let's do 2. It looks like that's all we can do. I don't think we're going to have enough. Oh well, it is what it is. Get me out of God mode. Alright, let's hook these guys up so that we can get more power going. And then we're going to have to move this. It's just not going to work. It's not going to be enough. That's okay though. For now it is. And that's really all that matters. There we go. That guy's hooked up. Let's hook this guy up so they can do return. There we go. So that'll help. We're at 37 now. That's good. At least we can meet the demand. We're gonna have to move that though. So I think on the next episode I'll probably move that before we get too far into this. All right, let's do another build. Let's start our process like we always do of laying down foundation. This is going to take some extra, but that's okay. Let's get me in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get into the center into God mode. Boom. God mode. Engage. All right, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. By 5. 20 by 5, rather. Cool. Okay. Getting a little bit of soil back. That's nice to see. But we're going to spend it down here anyway. It sucks to cover up ore veins, man. That's so hard to do sometimes. I don't like doing it, but it is what it is. Our planets are slowly becoming just giant factories, I think, which is what TL Heart Stark, you were insinuating, basically, that you wait, man. You're going to have huge factories everywhere. And you're right. I do. So, whole planets are becoming factoryized. Alright, so let's do that. Let's do the power like we normally do because it looks like it'll actually fit here. Let's do it like that. Actually, that's not how I like it. Whenever you delete something, I wish it would just put you back into build mode. That'd be nice. All right, it goes there. Let's get this guy hooked up. It's the antimatter reaction. Oh no, we have antimatter, right? We want fuel rods. Antimatter fuel rods. So we need... Oh, we need hydrogen. Well, that's easy. We also need that little engine thing, which is actually... I don't want to do that here. We need one of these. Annihilation constraint sphere, which is... Since it consumes a tier 3 engine, that's actually... Yeah, tier 3. That's actually tier 3. Or Mark 3. I want to build that on the engine system. So we have 10 minutes left. I'm wondering if we can do that. The motor system is INGV. So we would have to build it on INGV and then fly it back to here. It's only used in antimatter fuel rods, right? No, it's also used in artificial stars. So it would be good to build that on INGV. Now, we could also say it's a processor, but it's really not a chipset, so we should go to INGV to do this. Do I have enough to do this? This one right here will be the fuel rod factory, so we can still leave this here. Do I have what I need? What's it going to take? What is it? Is it used in an assembler? Okay. That should be easy enough. Let's just go there now and set it up. I think we have the resources. Yeah, we have enough resources. Then we can go back to Nether and do something else. So INGV is... Oh, Greg Flowers. That's just literally right over here. Cool. That's easy enough. We won't have far to go then. We don't even need to get this thing warpers. We will, but we don't... Yeah, because our artificial stars are going to be made on our mall on Endor. Artificial star is the next tier of power, and it consumes antimatter fuel rods. And what it does is I think it generates a lot more power for a lot less space. And the fuel rods contain a lot more power, right? Than like... Oop, INGV. I forgot. I kind of felt like we were going really far, but we aren't. Is this where we want to be? No, that's tier 1 engines. Those are Mark 1s. This is actually going to increase the demand for those particle containers, but it is what it is. In fact, these guys we're consuming the junk out of them right here. But oh, no deuterium. Huh. No deuterium. That's very strange. Where would that be? You'd think it would be just with the raw resources. Deuterium. Pegged. Well, not necessarily pegged. But we must be if we don't have any. Why is it not giving us any? We need to do deuterium. We need to do a deuterium expansion. Okay, let's put that in as something we need to do right away. More deuterium. Alright, we're going to have to make another deuterium plant. Hydrogen is keeping up, but we need to make more deuterium for sure. This guy doesn't have any, which means engines, which I think is 3, actually. Yeah, we're getting like almost none popping out now, because we just don't have the deuterium to do it. And we got the ships, we can go get it, it's just there is none there. Man, that stinks. Okay, well, luckily we haven't had a big demand for strange matter engines, but whatever. Alright, let's slap this down. We don't have a lot of time, we have like 7 minutes or something. So let's do another one of these. So let's move the bot to the center. Let's build another one of these pads here, basically. Factory floors, if you will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're running into a mining op over here. So we are going to be stuck. We'll have to skip. That's okay. I don't think we're consuming too much space on this planet as far as what... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 motor builds. I think. This will be number 6, I believe. Oh, we did 6 buy on that one. That's our old setup. That's unfortunate. We can change that into a 5 though, because we have one extra square. It's really because it's 16 squares in this area, so that's 5, 5, 6 is fine because that's 16. So, but we're gonna do this as a 5 build because I like all my builds to be the same if I can get them to be that way. Where's the... Okay, it looks like this is the equator, so let's put the dude right here. That doesn't look right. Yeah, okay, it's because of the way the other one's looking. Alright, we're going to put in suborbitals. Let's get those slapped. And then we can start building. This will be a really simple build since it is an assembler build. It won't be that... we might even have a build already that does this. This guy is 2 things, one for every 20 seconds, so these are going to be very, very, very slow. Let's go look to see if we have a 2 in, 1 out build. I know we do. A lot of these motors are 2 in, 1 out. In fact, this guy's 2 in, 1 out right here. There we go, bam. 2 in, 1 out. And they're relatively equal, so... Wait. Yeah, 2 in, 1 out. There you go. And these are every 20 seconds. This is a great build to copy. It's a 6x build, though. Wow, that's totally wrong. This is totally wrong. This one's wrong. This is a 5x build, but it's not on the right grid line. Okay. And it didn't... Did it build right down there? Because it looks like it didn't. No, that's okay. It's good, I think. Let's get in the center, at least. We're in God mode, so we need to get in the center to actually copy this correctly. Will you land, please? It just sits that mech sometimes. It drives me nuts. Let's go into paint mode. We're going to paint us the thing. I was just looking down here. Yeah, that looks correct. So let's copy this. Well, First, let's actually get rid of everything we did over here. We don't want to have anything built yet. Remember, we always do this. We screw it up because we place this first, and then we can't get rid of it. Get out of God mode. There we go. All right, let's go over here and copy the build. Please crash land fast sooner rather than later. All right. Crash land. There you go. Right? Jesus. All right, let's paint. Let's get to the painting. And now we do need God mode. Alright, so let's start copying this right here. We already have the suborbitals in, so we're going to have to get rid of those, which is fine. We'll get rid of them after I copy everything in here. Then we just change what this thing's building, and we're done. It's really cool. Alright, so let's get rid of these. We already have those. Should have deleted them while we're over there. That'd been cool. We can copy this guy as well. We do want one of those if it will fit. I'm not sure it will. We will find out. All right, because that copies all the connections and stuff with the interstellar. That's kind of why we need to do that. All right, copy. Did it now not paste? It probably will. All right, let's get out of build mode, seriously. And then we're going to slap the slim in here, and we're going to be done with this episode because this is literally us being finished. Got a lot of stuff done today, to be honest. I'm really happy about that. We got a lot done. So let's make sure we plumb this correctly. I want to make sure that this guy is on the dot that I want him on. Right? It's there. That seems correct. I think that's right. I'm going to go with it. So let's go over here first. Again, get out of God mode. Because I need to set up this interstellar. That does look correct to me. It's hard to... Whoa, whoa, whoa! This interstellar is about to go up and I need to turn stuff off. I need to clear things. Because only the inputs and outputs is what I don't want. I want everything else. So let's turn this off. Clear, clear, clear. Those it can get. Let's give it ships. Well, we don't need that many. Let's give it... Probably that's enough ships. Let's give it some of these ships that will be going off planet. We need... What do we need? We need the local dudes. Right? We need these guys. Let's say 4,000. Like we like to do. Which is going to totally drain the other guy. But it's fine. Local demand. Remote demand. Which doesn't matter. And then we also need... chipsets. That's such weird components. Okay. We need processors, actually. 4,000. These are remote demand. There's nothing local about it. All right, you're going to make these, 1 billion of them. All right, so that's what we're doing. That's the build. And everything's built, and I believe this guy's on the right spot. Yes, one more toward that side, toward the equator, right? All right, so those are inputs. Let's get out of God mode. Those are outputs, so let's put the inputs in, right? We got processors. We got these guys. We'll do the same thing on this side. We're going to have processors, and we're going to have these guys. Particle containers. And we're going to change the build, which is totally normal. So why don't we do it like this? Let's change this guy. We're going to tell him you're making annihilation constraint spheres. So let's copy, paste, paste, paste. This is the, like, literally worst part of this, which is not bad at all. I'll totally take this. And as we move down, the bots will be able to get those the last of the assemblers. I can't believe this takes 20 seconds each. We will definitely be needing more of these. Move the bots and then keep pasting, copy, paste. Yeah, this is going to take, we're going to need at least 2 or 3 of these probably. Okay, which means we're going to need a lot, we're going to have to start expanding like TL Heart Stark, like you were saying. This is going to be one of our bottlenecks, then we'll expand this, and then we'll have the other bottlenecks, and then we'll have to mine more, and then it's going to, yeah, it's going to go in a circle. Which is normal, that's all factory games. All factory games are like that. But this is decent throughput. I don't know how many per second this is, but what is this, 82? 88? It's 22 per line, let's say. 88, 20 per second. Or every 20 seconds you get 1, and that's 4 per second. That's it? No, that can't be. No. Let's go look at our calculator here. How many is this? And then we can cut this thing off for a little over time. So if I want annihilation constraint spheres, and I want them per second, how many per second am I doing? And let's change the belt stuff just in case that changes anything, which it probably doesn't. If you want one of this build calculator, is linked in the comment or in the video description. You know what we need? We need a similar machine Mark IIIs. Why don't we have those yet? Anyway, let's look at it. So if we have 20 factories, which we actually have 88 factories. Yeah, 4 per second. That's not that much. That is not that much for 88 assemblers. We're definitely going to need more of these. So they're starting to build up. That's good. Let's see if everybody else is working as well. We're definitely going to have to go back to Endor. I'll probably go in between episodes so we don't have to do that on camera. Let's look at what's going on over here. Can this guy keep up? Yeah, these are just raw materials. We do need more unipolar magnets. So we need to do that. We probably have to dupe this factory too. So we're probably going to be doing that on the next episode. I'm going to go to Endor. We have some maintenance to do there. We might spend an episode there. I want to shut down the power generation system there. We're going to move it all to FFO because it's kind of getting screwed up with the accumulators. You'll see. And then we're going to go get more unipolar magnets, and I'm going to set up a hydrogen dump over there because I think we're going to need one. And then we're going to build another deuterium factory. We got a lot of work to do. So again, if you like this video, please hit the like button. Love to see all your comments. On the next video, I will be probably reading the comments and commenting back and replying on camera. But I haven't had a time to do that today. I'm doing a big barbecue today, so I got to get ready for that. A lot of people coming over. So anyway, I will see you on the next episode. Stay frosty.